I never needed it. I was knighted by the cop. That means more. They call him Sir Roger Hunt. Not because the palace crowned him, but because the people did. Because Anfield never needed permission to honor its kings. He didn't beg for cameras, didn't chase flash, he just scored. 285 times in Liverpool red, started every match in England's World Cup win, made the runs, pulled the lines, did the work. And then, the lights moved, they turned to other players, louder ones, flashier ones, the ones who took the credit and left him in the shadows. He never raised his voice, but he never forgot. You could see it in his silence, what they took and what they never gave back. Some legends break with anger. He broke with dignity, and still, they barely spoke his name. Subscribe if you believe the quiet ones built the loudest legacies and they deserve to be remembered first. He gave everything to England, started every game in 1966, covered every blade, scored, created, did what the system needed without ego. But when the tournament ended, Alf Ramsey turned cold. No explanation, no thank you, just silence. By 1969, after a match against Romania, Roger Hunt had enough. He walked into the manager's office and said, "I no longer wish to be considered." That was it. No press conference, just discarded. Ramsey favored others, chose new names, rewarded flash over loyalty, and never once looked back. Roger Hunt ran for 6 games, pulled defenders, scored goals, built the final from the first minute. And then Geoff Hurst came in. Not from the start, not from the same grind. But when the lights were brightest, he got all of them. That second goal? Hunt could have tapped it in. The ball bounced right in front of him. But he didn't move. He let it go in, let the moment happen. And in that moment, he gave away the spotlight. And never got it back. They built statues for Hurst, wrote books, booked interviews, told the world he won it alone. Hunt? They forgot he was even on the pitch. No feud, but no friendship either. Just one man who stood next to history and watched someone else take the credit for everything they built together. And Hunt never said a word. But those who knew him knew that wound never really closed. He didn't ask to replace him. He didn't ask for the shirt. But when Jimmy Greaves was dropped, Roger Hunt became the target. The crowd never forgave him for it. Not really. They jeered, mocked his every touch, as if he'd stolen something. And when the noise got too loud, Hunt finally said it. "I didn't want to take Jimmy's place, but I got picked and I had to do the job." That wasn't pride. That was survival. He scored, ran, played with everything he had, but they still looked past him, still asked where Greaves was. He never blamed Jimmy. He blamed the noise. The way the press painted him as the one who took the dream away. And the fans? They swallowed that version whole. I was never the crowd's favorite. I knew that from the start. But I gave my best. I never let the shirt down. But they still let him carry that weight, and it followed him long after the medals were handed out. He came in late, played one tournament, scored in a final, and somehow became a face of 66. Martin Peters, good player. No doubt. But while the nation celebrated him, Roger Hunt watched in silence, because Hunt had been there from the start. 34 England caps, years of service, top scorer during qualifying, every game played in 66. And yet, Peters, the new arrival, got the spotlight. Hunt gave everything. Then watched another man take the photo, take the interviews, take the legacy. And the FA? They followed the headlines. Peters became a go-to face, while Hunt became a quiet stat. He never attacked him, never blamed him. But he knew. One tournament made a legend, while a career got ignored. And that truth? It never sat right with him. You see them on every tribute, every reunion, every documentary about 66. Bobby Charlton, Geoff Hurst, Martin Peters, same 3 faces, same polished stories, same front row treatment. But where was Roger Hunt? He started more games than most, scored more goals, served the team with silence and grit. And the FA? They called the same names, again and again. Hunt became the forgotten 4th man, the quiet one who didn't fit the image. It wasn't war, It was worse. It was silence. The kind that doesn't scream, but shuts you out slowly. And Hunt felt it. He didn't expect a parade, didn't need cheers, but what came instead was worse than silence. They booed him. After the World Cup, after the goals, after every mile he ran for England, they still booed him. Why? Because he wasn't Jimmy Greaves. Because he was the man who played when their favorite didn't. He didn't cry about it. He didn't lash out. But something changed after that. He stopped enjoying it, stopped wanting to wear the shirt. And eventually, he told Ramsey, "I no longer wish to be considered." That wasn't about fitness or form. It was about feeling unwanted, feeling punished for doing his job. And once he left, he never came back. Because no medal can drown out the sound of your own people turning on you. No injury, no scandal, no form drop. Just the quiet realization that the game didn't want him anymore. The fans had turned. The spotlight had shifted. And the dressing room didn't feel like home. He could have fought it, could have clung on for caps. But that wasn't Hunt. He walked away with silence. With pride, with the kind of dignity you don't teach in academies. And for the rest of his life, he never asked to come back, never knocked on the door, never played the legend game, because when you give them everything, and they still forget you, you stop offering pieces of yourself. He left with no noise, and in doing so, he said everything that mattered. They forgot him in the headlines, left him off the guest lists, let others speak for 66, while he sat quietly in the background. But numbers don't lie, and history remembers, even when people don't. 285 goals for Liverpool. Top scorer in England's World Cup qualifiers. 6 starts in 66, 1 World Cup medal he never had to steal a spotlight for, and above all, a man who never asked for anything. He didn't need a statue, or a knighthood, or a microphone. "I was knighted by the cop. That means more." That was Roger Hunt. If he felt slighted, it never showed. Hunt was dignified by his humility. He never went public, never played the victim, never called out a single teammate, no matter how many times they overlooked him. He praised them, spoke with class, handled the boos with grace. Whatever he felt, he kept it in his heart. The humble machine, the quiet finisher, the man who built success and let others stand on it. They erased his name from the stories. But they couldn't erase what he gave. Because the truth lives in the runs he made, the goals he buried, the respect that stayed in the stands, even when the system forgot. He may have left quietly. But legends like Roger Hunt don't need volume to last forever. Subscribe if you believe the quiet ones aren't forgotten, not on our watch.